If you're a developer and you're even just remotely interested about using Linux as your desktop environment for daily development, I have the Linux distro and the tooling for you. It's called Omakub and it's wonderful. It's basically Ubuntu with a whole bunch of pre-configured themes and tooling all built on top of it, but the result is amazing. Check this out. I have this beautifully configured home screen right here. It's styled with capuchin colors, by the way. That is the theme. It's absolutely gorgeous. If I type super space, it opens up ULauncher, which is awesome. I can type Alacrity, which is the pre-built terminal in this configuration. And if I type super T, I open up Tactile, which allows me to display how big or small or where I want to put the screen. I'll type QD, and now Alacrity is full screen. And you can see I'm already in Zealage. Zealage is a productivity booster. I can create new panes and I can create new tabs. It's unbelievable. Also, I have NeoVim pre-installed on this computer by running just one command. I'll show you how it works in a second. If I go into a repository and open up NeoVim, NeoVim is set to lazy Vim. It's absolutely gorgeous. It works perfectly out of the box. It's absolutely beautiful. It's called Omakub. It was created by DHH. There's so much to this. I'm going to show you all about it. Strap in, nerds, because this is going to be a cool one. Now, why would you even be interested in Linux in general or Omakub as a software developer? You know, for me personally, I can think of three main reasons: privacy, development tooling, and freedom. Now let's go over each one individually. For privacy, I just like the idea that Linux is open source. It basically means that everyone has access to the source code to all the tools that you're using. Essentially, malware is hard to come by because whenever something happens, it's usually sniffed out really quickly by the community and things are fixed, things are patched, there's Twitter comments going crazy, you know, it just gets fixed really quickly. Also, with all of the AI advancements that we've been seeing recently, especially with Apple introducing artificial intelligence in the name of Apple Intelligence on all of their operating systems, you might be getting a little bit worried about your privacy. Now, of course, Apple says that they're not going to change their privacy stance. They value your privacy as a user, but a company will change their mind whenever they have to, aka whenever it benefits the shareholders. If they have the right person in charge and they see a lot of money that they could make, they will change their mind eventually. Now, who knows? Apple may be a good guy forever, but I wouldn't bet on it. Now, the second point why you'd be interested in Linux is development tooling. Now, in Mac OS, you have Homebrew, and that's a really good sort of pseudo package manager for Apple, and that's it's pretty good. But I find all of the Linux package management systems to be far more robust, full of many more packages, and just overall more feature rich than Homebrew. So the tooling for installing and managing your packages, I find to be just better on Linux overall. Also, I think there's something interesting to be said about the fact that as a web developer, you're typically deploying to a Linux environment. I feel like that's almost 100% of the time. All of your code gets deployed in the cloud to a Linux box somewhere, right? So I think it's really interesting if you develop on a desktop environment that similarly replicates the environment that you are deploying your code to. I just think that's a cool little full circle thing you can do as a developer. It means that you can probably debug some of your problems a little bit easier, and it just, I don't know, there's something I like about that personally, just having a similar development environment to your actual deployed production environment. And the third reason why I think people should think about Linux is freedom of choice. Now, quick question for the crowd here, raise your hand if you know it. What's the easiest way to change your RAM on a MacBook? You can't. There's no way to do that. Apple has decided long ago to solder its RAM right onto the motherboard. If you want more RAM, you gotta buy a new computer. But if you're using Linux, you have the freedom to choose between many different options. This computer right here can be configured with way more RAM if you want, and it's much cheaper than you would get from Apple. There's also the Framework laptop, which is a modular laptop, and it's actually unbelievable. It's super easy to swap in more RAM if you want, swap in a new main board, swap in a new CPU, more storage. It's awesome. And you only really get that flexibility with Linux. You really can't get that with Mac OS. Everything is sort of pre-built and pre-made for you. Now, don't get me wrong, Apple makes really great computers, but there's just something to being able to expand the RAM of your computer or the storage or something else whenever you want to. And Linux gives you that freedom and that flexibility. Also, if you're on a budget, I mean, you have way more options to choose from, and typically computers are a lot cheaper if you're buying for a Linux desktop environment than if you're buying for Mac OS. I mean, this ThinkPad is many years old, but it still runs great. It has really good specs, and I'm sure you could find it very, very cheap right now. Okay, so you're interested in Linux. Why would you go with Omakub and Ubuntu? Well, Ubuntu is the most popular Linux distribution out there. I mean, for better or worse, it is a rock solid distribution. It's been going on for decades. It's well supported, well documented. You can find all the fixes for your problems on any of the Ubuntu forums or Canonical forums, Stack Overflow, whatever. If there's a problem, the solution exists out there. Okay, so you're kind of interested in Ubuntu now. Why would you choose Omakub? Well, think about it this way. Omakub is the combination of two words, omakase and Ubuntu. Omakase is a Japanese term that roughly translates to, I'll leave it up to you. It's typically used in a restaurant setting where you would sit down for a meal and you don't have to choose anything. The chef has already prepared the menu for you. You just get to sit down and enjoy the wonderful dishes that chef makes for you. This is a main philosophy that DHH has for Ruby on Rails. You don't have to choose anything in Rails. It's just given to you and you use what's given to you. And this is the same philosophy for Omakub. Omakub is a sort of configuration wrapper on top of Ubuntu. Omakub, according to DHH, installs all the programs, all the configurations, and all the nice stuff like the fonts and the themes that you would want as a web developer if you're getting started with Linux. So if you're using Omakub, you're basically saying, I'll just use whatever you give me. I'm not sure about all these tools that I can dive into. I'm not sure what to choose. Just give me some tools and I'll use them. And that's why I think Ubuntu and Omakub are so great. Omakub will give you all the tools you need. You don't have to think about it. You can just get started right away with a solid Linux installation that's really well themed. It looks amazing and gives you all the tools you would need. Then from there, with all these tools and all this knowledge, you can start exploring new things. I think Omakub's a great way to get started with Linux. So let's get started with Omakub. Now with Omakub, Ubuntu, or even just Linux in general, I learned everything I know today by doing just a little bit every single day. Take what I'm doing now. Today I might be learning about Omakub, but tomorrow I might be doing some interesting configurations with FZF or learning about BAT, which is a really cool tool, by the way, in Linux. But I think learning just a little bit every single day is super important. And that's where today's sponsor, Brilliant.org, comes into play. Brilliant is where you learn by doing, with thousands of interactive lessons in math, data analysis, programming, and AI. Learning a little bit every single day is one of the most important things you can do for both professional growth and personal growth. And Brilliant helps you build real-world knowledge in just minutes a day with fun, interactive courses that you can do with just a little bit of time any given day. For example, Brilliant has tons of courses on getting familiar with Python, learning about low-level things like loops and data structures, or even just training your brain to think like a programmer. To try everything Brilliant has to offer for free for a full 30 days, visit brilliant.org/typecraft or click the link in the description. You'll also get 20% off a premium annual subscription for life. They're really cool. Check them out. Anyway, let's get back to Omakub. So when you're ready to install Omakub, the great thing is that it's really just one command. And remember, all this does is install a whole suite of tools, themes, fonts, and all kinds of things on your Ubuntu installation. So when you're ready, you really just have to copy this command from omakub.org, go to a terminal in your new Ubuntu installation, and paste that command. Now you can see what happens is it is going to get the install script from this repository and install a whole bunch of packages on your system. Now if you're curious while this is being installed, you can go to the Omakub GitHub repository and poke around a little bit. If you go into the install folder, you can see all of the packages that's being installed. We install things like Chrome, Alacrity, Fast Fetch, GitHub CLI, GNOME Tweak Tool, and a whole bunch of other things, including themes, fonts, all kinds of good stuff. And at the end of this command, when everything is all done, you should have a beautiful, wonderful developer experience with amazing themes, amazing colors, all kinds of cool stuff already laid out for you in a true omakase fashion. You don't have to choose, you just get to enjoy all these tools. And now we just wait. It takes a little bit of time because there's a ton of packages that it installs, but we'll wait. And while you're waiting, you can just think about all the cool things you're gonna do with this new installation. So it's kind of fun to just hang out and look. Okay, now Omakub has a couple of prompts for us. To install GNOME extensions, you need to accept 4 confirmations. Are you ready? Yes. Is that the first confirmation? Maybe it is. Do you want to install Tactile? Yes. Tactile is a thing that sort of helps you manage your windows in GNOME. Do Do you want to install Just Perfection from extensions.gnome.org? I'm going to say yes, even though I'm not sure what that is. It is omakase, by the way. I'm just going to enjoy the tools. I'm not going to pick them. Yes for this one, and yes for this spacebar extension from GNOME Extensions. And we see ULauncher was set to control space up at the top here. Very cool. It's doing a lot of different stuff here. And now it says that everything is installed, and it's asking if we are ready to log out for all the settings to take effect. Awesome. Let's do that. Yes. Okay, so now let's explore some of the tools that Omakub gives to us out of the box. And remember, this is omakase. The chef has decided what we are going to eat, and we're just going to enjoy what we have in front of us. So if we look from left to right here, we see we have Google Chrome, which is nice and standard. We have Alacrity as our terminal. It is a Rust-based terminal that's super fast and really awesome, easy to configure. And the best part is you don't have to be a super neckbeard to use this. It comes with Visual Studio pre-installed. And it also has something really cool called Tactile, which is a GNOME tweak tool. If you press Super T, you're greeted with a grid, and you can type the shape that you want this window to take place of. So if I type QD, it'll take place of Q and D, and that's the whole entire window. So now Visual Studio Code is taking up the whole screen. Pretty cool. You also have great workspace switching. I can just type super and a number, and it'll switch between that workspace super easily. I love that. That's amazing. And you have a great launcher called ULauncher. I haven't used ULauncher that often, but it's an amazing launching program for Linux. Now I can type something like Alacrity, and I'm pushed into Alacrity. I can use Tactile again to take up the whole window, or since this is just GNOME, I could do super up, and that takes up the whole window as well. All those hotkeys also work. Now the great thing with Alacrity is that it's pre-built to launch something called Zellige. Zellige is a terminal multiplexer, and it's super awesome. I could type something like Control P to go into pane mode, type N to do a new pane, and there we go. I have panes, and I can go left to right in my panes just like this by holding down Alt and typing left or right, and I can enter tab mode by typing Control T and hitting N for a new tab. This is like a new window almost, and I can cycle between my tabs by doing T1, T2, T3. Pretty cool stuff. Zellige is amazing, and it is a productivity booster. I suggest you check it out. And now if you're ever curious about some of the tools that are offered by Omakub, you could just type Omakub and it'll open up a helpful menu for you. Let me just up the font a little bit here. And from here we can click on help. It'll tell us all about our hotkeys, our commands, what Tactile does. I actually just kind of showed you that, but this is what this will do for you. And I can look at my hotkeys, and I can look at my hotkeys here. I press Q to quit. I can type Omakub again to get into the help menu. And from here I can do really cool things like switch my theme. So I love Capuchin. I'm a Capuchin stan. I click on Capuchin, and it changes my theme to Capuchin. It also changes my desktop background to a Capuchin-inspired background. That's so cool. So now let me go into my Git directory and just a repository that I have on this machine. If I type nvim, I can see that Omakub uses LazyVim as its NeoVim sort of distribution configuration. I can find files. Everything looks amazing. All the fonts look awesome. We have to install some Mason LSP stuff, but everything looks great and functions amazingly. Omakub seriously has everything built in for you to use right away. I think this is an amazing way to get started with Linux if you're a web developer or if you're any kind of developer really, and you've just been kind of interested in Linux and what power it could give you as a developer with both your productivity and just the philosophy behind it. Now, if you're interested in any of these things you've seen here, like Zellige, subscribe to this channel because we got a whole lot of stuff on NeoVim, Tmux, Zellige, Linux, and hey, thanks nerds.